Hi, my name's Carmen Perez. I paid off $57,000 worth of debt and also planned a wedding and got married in that time.
So asking for a friend, how much were you making at the time you started paying off these loans?
I worked in finance. I was making roughly $100,000. I hate to say it, I was one of those people that seemed like they were making a lot of money and I was still living paycheck to paycheck. But I also live in New York City.
Can you break down your debt?
Student loans, that was the majority of my debt. Car loan, some debt in collections, and then also some credit card debt.
And so, did you start to pay them all back at once?
No, I got on a super strict budget and I figured out a method. I picked the debt snowball, and that's organizing your debts from the smallest amount to the largest amount, regardless of interest. And then to manage my budget, I implemented what's called the cash envelope system. So making sure every single dollar from my paycheck is allocated to a budget category until it gets to zero.
So then during all this, you decided to start planning a wedding.
Yes.
How did you handle the added wedding expenses in addition to paying the debt?
I took a step back from being so aggressive with paying my student loans down and allocated the money that I was putting towards my $30,000 debt and split that up a little bit. So I did roughly 60% towards wedding and planning and all of that, and then 40% of my money to the rest of my student loans and the rest of the debt that I had.
And I also heard your budget was $18,000.
We blew through that wedding budget. That was because we spent $8,000 on the venue, $12,000 on food, $1,000 on a DJ, $3,000 on a photographer. The thing that we spent the least amount on was probably the DIY stuff that we did with the decorations. We called a bunch of florists. The prices were sky high and we kind of scaled back our expectations on flowers. Also figured out that we could go to some places to purchase the liquor that we'd be able to return it if we didn't use it. So just doing a little more research and digging and asking around.
Did you use any credit cards?
We used no credit cards. We paid for this wedding 100% cash.
How come?
Because I didn't want to rack up any more debt and I wanted to start marriage off on the right spot. It took 2 years and 9 months to pay off all of my debt, including the wedding and the ring that was on her finger.